really delighted to welcome you all here. At Demos, our purpose is to think about ways to upgrade democracy, to win back the trust and the relationship between state and citizen. And the work we're doing on information environments, on epistemic security, which is the security of the information that's fueling our democracy, is absolutely at the heart of that disruption of the relationship between state and citizen. So the work that my colleague Hannah is leading on this is really vitally important. And at the end of a couple of weeks that have been a hard kind of period in politics, there's lots of really hard stuff going on. Tonight feels like quite a hopeful conversation to be having, not least because we've got the most fantastic research that kind of gives a different view of what's going on in the country. But we've also got an exciting moment of legislation around the elections bill, votes at 16, and the curriculum review. So we've got lots to play with in this area and hopefully make some real progress on. And that's the work that Hannah is leading so brilliantly at Demos. My job tonight is just to welcome you, thank you for coming, and hand over to you.
Thank you, Polly. I'll do a clap for Polly. Lovely. Welcome everyone, I'm Hannah. I lead our information ecosystems policy and research work here at Demos. I'm also a former English teacher, so this is a really lovely meeting of past and current passions with our information ecosystems work. It's a privilege just to have such a brilliant group of people. In some ways we could almost take different members of this group and put you on the panel just to answer some of our questions, so really looking forward to getting into our audience Q&A, and I may be throwing some of our questions back to you just to see what other insights we can gather from the group. As Polly said, at Demos we think that we are in a new democratic emergency, fueled by the failure of liberal democracy to deliver a fair deal and exacerbated by autocratic and populist actors seizing the opportunity to capitalise upon it. We believe that to upgrade our democracy, to win people back, we need to be protecting and strengthening our information ecosystems. So we're home to the Epistemic Security Network. It's lovely to see members of that network here tonight. To those who aren't, please do join us. This is a recruitment exercise as part of that network, and we are a group of researchers, policymakers and practitioners who are working to address vulnerabilities in our information environment. We explore issues across the whole information supply chain. We think about information crises, the quality and visibility of good quality information on our platforms and in our local communities. And we also think about tech regulation and sustaining the BBC in its current moment. But today we'll be focusing on how we strengthen our society's media and information literacy skills as part of a democratic education. Without confident, responsible and positive media and information literacy skills across all segments of our society, democracies will continue to struggle. We urgently need to strengthen such skills in our citizenry, gosh, lots of hard words tonight, to improve our democratic health, which is why we were absolutely delighted to partner with the Media and Information Literacy Alliance that Julian chairs for the event this evening. MILA is a cross-sector charity that brings together organisations and individuals that share a common belief in the power of media and information literacy to help people lead happier, healthier, safer and more productive lives. And I know Julian will tell us more about MILA's work in a short moment. And in that moment that we're in, so we've had a House of Lords Media Literacy Inquiry. We are post an election strategy and about to see an elections bill that will extend the vote to 16-year-olds. And we are also now post a curriculum review and a government response to that. And so with all of that backdrop, we wanted to bring together respective and overlapping communities to explore the following questions. So make note, because I will be coming back to you with these questions. So the government has committed to more citizenship education and media literacy in its response to the curriculum review. But what should that look like? Do we think that the response that the government has shared with us has gone far enough? And how do we make sure that it really meets the challenge of the current day? And what else needs to help? What else do we need to do to empower citizens, not just our young people, in our current media environment to support voting at 16? Do we need more online safety regulation, domestic public service broadcasting, or other public information infrastructure to fill the gaps? So, as I said, I would love audience views on this, but we're going to first be hearing from our panel for roughly 45 minutes. We'll have about half an hour for Q&A, and then I hope some very lively networking. We have some wine as well as water to finish our evening. Just to explain as well, I know many of you will have been expecting Helen Hayes, the chair of the Select Education Committee, here this evening. We do apologise that she wasn't able to get the slip to exit the vote, but she has promised that she will be at our next Mila event. So she's very committed to this work and would love to meet with us on a future occasion, but apologies we couldn't bring her to this event tonight. So without further ado, I will just make some short introductions to the panel before I hand to Peter and Shuaib to kick off the evening by presenting their research. So just to start from the very end, we have Shuaib Gamote, who is a researcher and writer whose work explores how young people understand politics, identity and belonging in a rapidly changing world, and has co-authored a fantastic report that hopefully many of you have in your laps.